I was 16 years old, and I had just started my first job. Without a clue on how to open a bank account, I reached out to my older brother and asked him what to do. He said to me, "It's very easy. All you have to do is simply go to the bank and ask them what you asked me, and they'll take care of everything. Just make sure you speak calmly and clearly, and keep your hands where they can see them."
Time to Leave is a movie that talks about soft racism. It follows it, when someone will go into a bank, someone of an African American go into a bank to open an account, and what's his brother tell him? Keep your hands out so they can see you. You don't want security there to rob the bank. It takes you through a whole litany of soft racism aspects of our society and what it's like to have to deal with. I really enjoyed watching.
And I thought this one was really strong. The way the old footage and the new footage were brought together, and different stories were displayed for us was just really cool. It was interesting to watch, and the message is as relevant now as it has ever been. Racism is still a thing, and nothing has changed in decades upon decades, unfortunately. So it's worth watching.
Very interesting film that unfortunately covers an issue that we've been dealing with for decades and centuries, really. But in terms of the States dealing with for decades and decades and decades, and the fact that, you're covering iconic riots and Wallace segregating schools or wanting to, and Trump coming in and saying this is going to be the best America, and obviously that's not turned out the way it is. I wish this film had a bit more of a through line, so it wasn't just certain clips played 3 times over each time and whatnot, but the commentary and everything, it's a very clear point.
I like the movie Time to Leave because of the fact that the guy who wrote the movie, he told a story of a personal story of how he faced racial injustices, and also he highlighted it through using special effects as well, and throughout the whole movie it was very consistent with the special effects. It was very eye-catching and how it symbolized certain aspects of his story.
One of the aspects I really liked about it was how it really got the story and the message across without actually going through a scripted plot. A couple of things from a technical aspect I really liked is the back and forth between the past and the present, where it goes into black and white, with real footage, real recordings of racism going on in America, to the present, where it goes into color, again, with some real footage. And some of the more intense scenes, emotional scenes of the problems that we have with discrimination would change colors. So I really like that part about it, the technical part, where it would go from black and white to blue, purple, red, green, as it's conveying and showing videos of violence, riots, things like that, police brutality, unfairness, discrimination. It really got the message across really well, in a very, very well put together way, and I really enjoyed the film a lot.
I love how it showed history repeating itself with past images that were then voiced over with future audio. It was good. The editing was fantastic. Sound mixing was great. Coloring was on point with the message, just switching to the different colors. I love that. I couldn't believe how creative it was. It was very, very well done. Very, very great film.
I almost had no notes for it because it was that captivating. So I like the fact that they used actual photographs of somebody graduating, or just a regular photo that they would use for anybody else. Definitely, I think I had to pause a few times because it was very moving. Yeah, and I'd be curious to know if there was a course of action, as in go if there's some action, some petitions or some people that we could call, or just what can we do to try to speed up the mending of these issues, or at least some of the solutions that we could be told.